Hello there and welcome to another episode of In Case You Missed It, a social media show where we take a look back at some of the events we did in February, and of course we go into the world of Chatham's Facebook and look at some of those organizations, some of the individuals that make Chatham-Kent what it is. So you're probably looking to yourself and saying, it's now the end of February, St. Patrick's Day is just on the horizon, and you're thinking, where do I go to, get that, best new beer? Because, you can get your normal beers or you can get your craft beers, and you're saying, what are craft beers? What do I do? How do I get involved with this? So I have somebody who's quite the connoisseur in them and runs a group, as you can see behind us here, called Hops and Heels. And I'm pleased to have Lisa Lucier here, who's one of the co-founders here, who knows a plethora of information about beer. So Lisa, thanks for coming on the show.
Thank you for having me.
So let's start immediately about it. It's beer, it's heels, but how does it all mesh together? What is Hops and Heels?
Well, Hops and Heels is a ladies craft beer appreciation group. We go out, try different craft beers. You don't have to pay anything to be part of it. You can be a woman. We have men that are group members, and just basically an organization that likes to get together and appreciate a good craft beer.
That's great. I think it makes me think, how did it all start? You must have been a bunch of you hanging out in a room and say, hey, let's go on this, bar crawl and find all these different craft breweries, because we have a lot of awesome breweries around here that a lot of people don't know about. So let's talk about, everyone says beer is a guy's drink, but how do you get the average lady say, hey, try this said beer from, I don't know, a brewery out in Windsor or Leamington?
Well, how it all started was basically a couple of friends, basically two girls, friends, me and Allie, going out to craft beer festivals in London, Windsor, with a group of people or just by ourselves, and taking day trips to, like you said, Windsor, St. Thomas, Tecumseh, Leamington, and just trying different beers. And one day we saw this group in London, and it was a ladies beer appreciation group called Barley's Angels.
Oh, cool.
And we went to a couple of their events, and we were very fascinated at the camaraderie and the togetherness of women drinking beer. And a lot of women say, oh, I don't like beer, I don't like it, never drank it. I used to be one of them. I used to be one of those girls that was like, nope, no beer, I don't want it. And people would say, oh, just give it a try, you'll like it. And several times I tried it and didn't like it, till one of my friends, Kimberly, had said, try this beer. Give it a try, see if you like it. And it was that one beer that started me liking beer. And it was Hoegaarden.
I love Hoegaarden.
Wheat beer. And very tasty, comes usually with a slice of orange, sweeten it up a little bit. And that started it. And then becoming friends with Allie, she was an avid beer lover, craft beer lover. And so she introduced me to even more beers. And together we started liking craft beers and traveling all over, trying to find and try different kinds, and it grew into a love of craft beer.
Craft beer is one of those things that, when you hear there's a new brewery that has, this brand new, Scottish ale, or, it's always the talk of the town. So getting into when the Facebook page was made, you get, your first 10 members. How did that make you feel?
Oh, it made us feel great, because, there actually was an interest in people wanting to be part of something. And it's really hard nowadays to find people that want to be part of something, want to do something. And one of the things about Hops and Heels is that we not only want to get together to do something or have something to do, be it a beer and food pairing or beer and making crafts, which we'll get into later. But whether it's part of those things, not only that, but part of Hops and Heels was wanting to give back to the community. So a portion of whatever the event raises, we try to make sure as much of that goes to a local charity. So in the past we've done CK Hospice, and we've done the Women's Center. Really hoping to give back to the I forget what the name of it is, the new men's shelter.
Yes, the Hope Haven.
Hope Haven,
yep.
Yes. That helps, them as well. Any little local charity that, could just use that little bit extra. And, sometimes we raise a fair amount, sometimes not really that much, yep. But at least it's something.
My next question comes to you is, the way the power of social media, like I said before, when you're typing out, or thinking you're getting to the table with your team, how, and creating your next event, what is one thing, an avid social media user should think of how to attract, how to really get your message to stand out, especially, about Hops and Heels event?
I have a bit of a creative side to me as well. So I try to make things as eye-catching as possible and have it be something that I truly believe that people will be like, oh, wow, that sounds great. Mm-hmm. Or, oh, this sounds interesting. I might want to attend that. Or, oh, that'd be great to have a group of us get together and do. And if that little bit extra gets them to the event, that's great. If they can't make that event and they go to the next one, great, But hopefully, those 2 or 3 extra people that, one, haven't heard of us, 2, have never been to an event, gets them interested and, has them like our page or share our event. Even if they don't come or they can't make it, at least they share it. Absolutely. And maybe we'll grab the attention of somebody that will want to attend the event.
I think that's great too. Yeah, if you put an event out there, one person shares it to another, it becomes a chain reaction. Yes. So the word definitely gets out there. I know when I first heard from the Hops and Heels event on Facebook, I said, well, this is great. And then, from that, somebody said, hey, you should come to this event and this event and this event. So you're definitely, doing exactly that. Mm-hmm. So are you always looking for extra help to plan these events? For people who love craft beer and
yes.
obviously want to get involved, is there a way to get in touch with you? Obviously, you can get on the page. Like, how do we join up?
Yeah. Well, if you just want to join the page, you can join the page, follow the page, message me anytime if you have any questions about things that are happening. I try to share local events that are happening through the page as well, be it events at any of the local breweries, mm-hmm. ones that I frequent, ones that I really like or enjoy. And being a part of it, I certainly could use the help organizing any of the events.
Yeah, it can't be done with one person. It needs
and it has been lately.
Yep. Well,
unfortunately,
I know a lot of people who love craft beer, and Chatham's such a giving community, and there's
mm-hmm.
somebody's always looking for that next organization or Facebook page or group that needs an extra hand. So yes. The fact that you're looking to help out with the Hope Haven and other mm-hmm. groups, I'm sure you'll have a team behind you, or people yes. who are looking for their volunteer hours, or perhaps if you're 19 or over, of course.
Yes.
Well, thank you, Lisa, for coming on the show. I'm certainly going to have to come into one of those awesome events. There's beer and yoga. There's all sorts of awesome activities that you're planning, and with craft beer. I mean, what else could you want to try and do with craft beers and bath bombs and all that stuff? So thanks again for coming on the show.
Thank you for having me.
Now, Chatham-Kent, in case you missed it, let's look back in the month of February and see some of those awesome things that happened. We did some polar plunges, visits to Rotary. We'll see you next month on our next episode of In Case You Missed It. Take care.